The fans are pouring into the Brisbane Entertainment Centre for this final round of the Penrite Australian Supercross Championships. Tonight, they know they're going to see some of the most entertaining action you will get on two wheels. We will see the 2014 champions crowned in both the SX1 Pro Open and the SX2 Pro Light Series. And while some may think that's already a gimme, in Supercross, you never know what might happen. Let's look back over the previous 4 rounds of the SX2 Pro Light class. Two American riders, Gavin Faith and Kyle Peters, were back for another shot at the SX2 title. Faith grabbed the whole shot and the lead, but a setback put him into 10th. KTM racer Brenden Harrison from Queensland stole the show in first place, with second going to Kyle Peters, and Gavin Faith fought back to take third on the podium. The second night at Bathurst, and Gavin Faith started poorly, but came home with a rush to win round 2, relegating a promising Taylor Potter to a strong second, ahead of KTM Australia rider Kale Makeham from Victoria. At Phillip Island at the Australian Motorcycle GP, Victorian Kale Makeham grabbed the whole shot in a strong start, but a stronger performance from the American Gavin Faith saw him take the lead and #1 spot on the podium by 11 seconds over Wilson's Jet Pilot Honda rider Kyle Peters. Kale Makeham finished in third for the second round in a row. In the 15-lap main event race for round 4, it was a perfect weekend for Gavin Faith and a 1-2 for Honda, as Taylor Potter made the most of his chances again and showing he stepped up since last year. And Suzuki rider Hayden Mellross from the town of Young in New South Wales took out third place. But all eyes were on the stylish performance of the USA's Gavin Faith. So after 4 rounds of competition, Gavin Faith has the championship well within his sights. He's followed by Kyle Peters, also from the USA, and then Harrison from Queensland and Potter from Victoria. And the top 10 is rounded out by Ryan Marmont from New South Wales, and then Luke Wilson from Queensland, as we now catch up with the 4 men who have occupied the top of the standings.
I'd say my toughest competition will be the 2 American guys, Gavin Faith and Kyle Peters. It's sort of it's a bit of a bummer that I got a flat tyre. It sort of put me out of reach of the championship. It's not fully out of my reach, and he can still make a mistake, and it's motorsport, anything can happen. But all I got to do is just do my best and just go out of here happy, positive.
On such a tight track, we haven't really had one of those this year. It's going to be tough. I think everyone knows their limits though, and what not to do to be too dirty, and it'll definitely be a good show for the fans.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of T-boning and block passing and a lot of dirty stuff going out there, that's for sure. When
you're sitting on the line, you start to get butterflies, and you look up and see all the people, and you know, it's just really hard to stay focused at that point. But as soon as the 30-second card goes up and we're getting ready to go, you have to block everything out of your mind and focus on what you need to do. And that's what I've been really good at my whole career.
I just love the excitement of it. I mean, you know, you never know what's going to happen when the gate drops. You could be the fastest guy out there, but if you go down or somebody gets in your way or somebody crashes in front of you, you just never know what's going to happen.
Coming up, more from their championship leader Gavin Faith, and we pick up the action from the SX2 Pro Light Heats here at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. This is the final round of the Penrite Australian Supercross Championship. Gavin Faith has started this season with a 3rd place and then banged out 3 consecutive first places, but still has the challenge ahead of him tonight.
Tonight I need to make sure I'm in the main event and get top 11, and then the championship will be mine. So hopefully everything runs smooth and we can do that. But I'm gonna go out there and go for the win like I do every time. So hopefully, it'd be awesome to end the season on top of the box. Don't like to count my chickens before they hatch, but yeah, I feel confident, and I feel like if everything runs smooth, then hopefully I'll be staying with the #1 plate.
He looks the goods at the moment, Gavin Faith. SX2 heat number 1, it was the South Australian Luke Arbon, got a fantastic drive out of the gate. Sneaking up the inside was the number 60 of Jackson Richardson, all the way from far north Queensland. But the greater majority of this heat was all about the Husqvarna mounted Luke Arbon. Did a stunning job. Richardson just got close just the once. Outside of that though, Arbon pretty much went flag to flag. Finished this one off with about a 2-second advantage over Jackson Richardson. Then we went back to the number 5, Dylan Long, rounding out the top 3 for this one. So Arbon, as I said, taking some solid form into the rest of the night. Richardson had his hands full all the way to the finish line with Dylan Long, and looks like Kyle Peters in 4th. And heat number 2, it was a Penrite mounted Gavin Faith who got a fantastic drive out of the gate. Claimed himself the unit hole shot in that one. He was followed through by Taylor Potter, and then Brenden Harrison. He worked his way into 3rd. Gavin Faith looking every bit the championship contender we've come to expect from him so far. And that Penrite Honda in fantastic form. Other than just that one little bobble in this heat, Taylor Potter really not able to get close enough to put any more pressure on Gavin Faith than that. He wrapped up this heat from Taylor Potter, and then Brenden Harrison, the privateer on the KTM, he dragged home in 3rd place. The 3rd heat of the night, it was again Arbon on that SD3 Husqvarna, grabbing the unit hole shot. Got those starts really locked and loaded now. Ryan Marmont, the veteran, he's out early as well, along with Dylan Long. You can see from here that Arbon had his hands full all the way, and then a bit of an incident mid-race between Kyle Peters and Ryan Marmont there. This track is so tight, it's almost impossible to avoid it. But getting towards the back end of this one, it was indeed Luke Arbon who grabbed the win on this from Dylan Long, and then Queenslander Luke Wilson rounded out his best result of the season with a 3rd place in this heat. In the 4th and final heat of the night, it's a great start for Taylor Potter, but the number 2 Kale Makeham uses that outside of that unit berm to perfection, and he sweeps off into the lead. Meanwhile, back in the pack, unfortunately for Brenden Harrison, well, he's found himself in yet another tangle up here towards the back. But it was Makeham who did a fantastic job on that TuneTech KTM, got a good solid start and then just clicked off a solid 7 laps. Did a stunning job, the young New South Wales product, and he got the win in 4th and final heat from Taylor Potter. And around about 4 seconds back was Gavin Faith. Around about 4 different heat winners in this one's really going to set us up for a fantastic main event. Taylor Potter, Luke Arbon, Gavin Faith all carrying fantastic form into this final tonight.
After all the heats, South Australia's Luke Arbon leads the points ahead of a tight group of 4, with Gavin Faith from the USA, Victoria's Taylor Potter, Dylan Long of Queensland, and another Victorian Kale Makeham in 5th. Brenden Harrison and Kyle Peters are down the list in 7th and 8th, but the important thing is they'll be lining up for a crack at the main event. That SX2 Pro Light final is coming up shortly, but next up, we catch up with the Pro Open Riders. Presented by Monster, this is the Penrite Australian Supercross Championship. They are elite, the SX1 Pro Open Riders, who have all held a deep passion for the extraordinary sport of Supercross. And tonight is their biggest event of the year at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre.
There's nothing I'd rather be doing. You know, if I can wake up in the morning and I know I'm going to ride my motorbike, then whether I'm getting paid to do it or I'm not, it's something I'll never stop. So there is genuine love for this.
And you go out there and you just, you don't worry about anything else except for going out there. You're prepared to put your body on the line. You're prepared to, you know, do whatever it takes to finish in that number 1 position. And if you're not prepared to put yourself in that position, then you may as well not be out there.
Last year I ended up getting glandular fever halfway through the year, so anyone who's had that really knocks you around a lot, so it's taken me a long time to get over that. And yeah, just recently I've kind of just got over it, so pretty much as soon as I signed with Suzuki, I've sort of just started to come good, and yeah, it's good. It's a big relief, really, like just to be competitive again. You know, last year I was, you know, I was still kind of fast at times, but just couldn't last nowhere near as long as you know, should have been able to, so that was really tough, and ended up getting hurt halfway through last year's Supercross series as well, so a bit of a bummer, but no, this one's going good. I'm enjoying it.
Kind of have to have a cocky attitude because we have to deal with the Moss brothers, and they're number 1 and 2 at cocky attitude, so we learn from them and then try and beat them at that. So
the way they probably look at me, they probably think I'm arrogant and a little bit cocky, but no, it's you know, that's what you have to be. You know, I want to have that little up advantage on everyone lining up against me, and I want them to think that I'm better than them. And I go out and try and achieve that every single weekend and during the week. You know, it sucks. They probably think I'm a bit of a douchebag, but ultimately, you know, by them thinking I'm a douchebag, then that's where I think I'm already in your head. So I'm getting the job done.
2014 kicked off with rounds 1 and 2 at Bathurst Showgrounds, and right from the start, the man who set the agenda was Matt Moss. In the same fashion as he finished last season, Matt Moss was a winner. Behind him, an epic battle between KTM rider Kirk Gibbs and Adam Monea that saw Monea grabbing second place just ahead of Gibbs. The very next night, Moss and Monea were up front first and second, but Suzuki's Lawson Bopping was back in form, taking third place just ahead of Kirk Gibbs. Round 3 was at Victoria's Phillip Island on the weekend of the Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix. It's a big weekend with a capacity crowd and a fantastic showcase for the Penrite Australian Supercross Championship. This weekend, clear skies and daylight greeted the teams, and it was a tough track that tested the best of them. Team Motul Suzuki Lawson Bopping moved to second place halfway through the race after an early battle with Honda Racing's Jay Marmont. The former champion was back and looking the goods with his third place on the podium. Despite the rigours of this circuit, Matt Moss dominated up front from start to finish. The doubleheader at Phillip Island and a big blow-off the start of the race instantly gave the lead of the race to Matt Moss as he streaked away again. Spectacular action for the fans all over this circuit, and a battle for many to come back after that start. Whilst his teammate was way out front, Team Motul Suzuki's Lawson Bopping clawed his way back up the field, but fell short and took out fourth place, just ahead of NPS Monster Energy Kawasaki rider Adam Monea. Kirk Gibbs was back on the podium in third for the KTM MX race team, whilst Penrite Honda's Jay Marmont grabbed his second podium appearance for the weekend. Up front, Mossy was the man, leading the way to the finish line. Four rounds down, and just the one more night of action for the 2014 season. Looking at the series points, and you can see Matt Moss leads the way with 4 first places and a total of 140 points. The battle for second place is not over, with Bopping, Monea and Gibbs, and then the retiring legend of the sport Jay Marmont in 5th, riding a Honda this year. More from the seemingly unstoppable Matt Moss after the break, and then highlights of the SX1 Pro Open Heats from the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. You're watching the best of 2014 and the final round of the Penrite Australian Supercross Championship. This year, Matt Moss has done it all, and tonight, here in Brisbane, there's a lot on Mossy's mind with the championship trophy nearly in his hands.
Oh, it's one of those things, you know. I have got a comfortable lead, but anything can happen at Supercross. I've seen it my whole life. You know, people think they have it, so you know I've got to keep myself in check. Just do what I've been doing in practice and feeling really, really good, and just been keeping my game plan. Obviously, I'd love to go out there and win and make it 5 in a row. That'd be ultimate. I don't think an Australian's ever done that, so clean sweep of Supercross season. So I'd love to do that, and we'll just keep going the way we're going. And you know, I think it's the way the points are. All I have to do is make it to the final, and then I've automatically won the championship. So then obviously I'm going to come out swinging, knowing that I've already won the championship. So it's going to be an interesting night, and I'll just stick to my game plan.
A huge crowd here at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, and they're ready for the big races to come. First up, let's get through the 4 heats for SX1 Pro Open riders.
SX1, great jump for Daniel McCoy out of this one with Kirk Gibbs to the inside. The New South Wales privateer got the unit hole shot in this one, did a fantastic job early. Kirk Gibbs, though, looking to make every post a winner. You can see here McCoy needing to work the outside and Gibbs keeping him honest all the way through. The Motorist KTM rider. Those guys were followed through by Lawson Bopping, and John Milesevic got himself a bit of a wild ride. No problems to Milesevic. He picked himself straight back up and got going. Towards the back end of this one, though, we saw Kirk Gibbs get the last lap board, and he made a lunge at Daniel McCoy. Got the job done there. So the Motorist KTM rider it was who got the win in this one. From Lawson Bopping and Daniel McCoy, he slipped back to 3rd place. Heat number 2, it was Marmont that got the drive out of the gate, but just a bit of a coming together with Josh Cachia and Matt Moss caused a bit of a stacks on the mill there. So Matt Moss having a bit of a tougher start to his night here as he lines up for his 4th consecutive championship. We see it here, it tips over in the corner, ends up all the way back in 10th place. So a lot of work to do for Matt Moss, not used to seeing him with that lack of confidence. We're looking at him from here. Managed to work his way back up though. A little bit further on in this one, we see another incident here for Keith Tucker, the young American on the Penrite Oils machine, just tipping it in there on the number 64. Just a little bit of a loss of front grip as we see that last lap board out. Was Monea, though, looking to secure 2nd place in this championship that got the win from Josh Cachia on that Craig Anderson Racing Husqvarna. 3rd place, the number 414, the Sunshine Coast 16-year-old Jesse Dobson, and Matt Moss, he worked his way back into 4th. The 3rd heat was again Daniel McCoy. He and Kirk Gibbs continually seem to be finding each other tonight. Had their hands full, and again, Gibbs this time, well, he didn't need to use too much physicality to get this pass done. He set up McCoy a turn or 2 early, then got to the inside through the whoops. Nice, clean pass. Kirk Gibbs was the man that got the win in this one in the end after he cleared McCoy. Then Cade Mosig and young Sam Martin, the Victorian. He's on a charge, looking very, very strong tonight as well. In the 4th heat of the night, it was Josh Cachia who grabbed the hole shot. He got around that unit turn first. Jay Marmont set him up to the inside here and was quite polite about that, Marmont. Matt Moss, meanwhile, well, he used the inside lines to perfection, and he squeaked his way into 3rd place early in this heat out of Monea. Had a good long look at Moss. Decided not to make anything happen there. Final yet to come. Josh Cachia, well, he was out there and he was on the hunt for his first SX1 win of his career. Charged all the way through this one, the young South Australian. Craig Anderson Racing be very happy with the performance. 350 mounted Cachia. He grabbed that win. First one in the books for him in his long and storied career. Crafty old Jay Marmont, well, he worked his way into 2nd and stayed there from Matt Moss, and Adam Monea rounded out the top 4.
That start was nerve-wracking. We broke an axle. We actually don't even know what happened in my race bike, and we're not sure. We went to change the tyre for the next race. I wanted to change to a different Pirelli tyre, and it was loose and we couldn't get it off, and then drama, so I had to change my practice bike. And because I'm a bit lazy and have to change my own tyres on my practice bike, I took one of the rim locks out just so it was easier for me to change it. And then just having that in the back of my mind in that race, you know, easily could have punctured the tyre, and we didn't know how much pressure we had in them, so it was a tough race, but it's probably the toughest race I've ever had to go for a championship, and it was only a heat race, so it's not officially over. I still have to go to the start line and take off, but I'm sure that shouldn't be hard to do, so we're going to go out there now and try and get a win, try and make it 5 in a row, but ultimately I just want to get up the gate and get that championship, but it's pretty much done.
Coming out of the heats for the final round here in Brisbane, and these men have made it through for that last chance to win here tonight. Kirk Gibbs won both his heats and leads the way. He's followed by Josh Cachia, Adam Monea, and then the favourite is Matt Moss. This is a field packed with talented riders and includes Jay Marmont in 10. Coming up next, the final event for the SX2 Pro Light riders here on the Penrite Australian Supercross Championship. Welcome back to Brisbane's Entertainment Centre as we are getting ready for the SX2 Pro Light Final. Here's your commentators, Yariv Konski and Cam Williams.
Down here at Boondal, the spiritual home of Supercross here in Queensland, Monster Energy SX2. Keep your eye on the number 17, Gavin Faith. His starts this year have been electric. Luke Arbon has had his starts on point tonight, and also over number 12, Brenden Harrison on the podium early this season. Yariv Konski to start.
Green lights are off. Gavin Faith off with a great start. I can see Luke Arbon as well. Kale Makeham with a smart move there on the inside. But it's Ryan Marmont prevailing in second position with a clean getaway right behind bike number 17, Gavin Faith.
The crafty Husqvarna mounted Ryan Marmont. He knows his way around here. He's ridden all classes in this entertainment centre. Oh, Gavin Faith has gone down. Faith is down.
I cannot believe it. This is the second time Gavin's done that in 5 rounds. He did it at round 1. I thought he would have learnt a lesson back then.
The unit hole shot here will pick up the replay. Great drive from Ryan Marmont from the very, very outside. Just out of position a little bit there with Faith. Again, gets good drive. Arbon also, but Marmont takes a risk. Talk us through this, Yariv.
Oh, look, Gavin pushed too hard going in. The grip wasn't there. There's watered the track before this final race to keep the dust down, and, you know, Gavin was not patient enough.
Here we go. Here's a man who's patient. Just had his second child, Ryan Marmont, the number 3, Craig Anderson Racing Husqvarna, looking very, very much on point at this point in time here.
Mate, the Husqvarnas have been really good. Ever since that company's been acquired by KTM, they've had a big turning point. They're focused on Supercross now to build their brand and build equity in that brand. And with results like this and Josh Cachia early on in his heat race, it's definitely going to help that company.
Super impressive performance also there from the number 5 Victorian privateer. That Rock Oil machine, Dylan Long, one of the most talented riders I've ever seen.
Well, let's talk about who's in second place right now. Just at the corner of my eye, I captured a glimpse of Taylor Potter there, bike number 395. He has steadily been improving in the last 2 years. Took himself over to America, paid for it himself, has slowly improved as a motorcycle racer, and he's on point for a podium finish tonight.
He's one of the most determined characters we've got in this sport right now, isn't he? A lot of kids probably would have given up by now and gone to work. Not Taylor Potter. He has dreams of making it in this sport, and he's going to stick at it as long as he can. What a great job tonight. Really has performed since the last time we've seen him.
Hayden Mellross there in bike number 45, riding for Raceline Suzuki. He's now in 4th spot. Oh, Marmont's down. I can't quite see what happened. Hopefully one of the cameras has picked it up, but bike number 3, Ryan Marmont, he has thrown away the perfect opportunity to finish off a great season.
Oh, he gets a little bit angry, Ryan Marmont. We'll pick it up in the replay and just looked like a little bit too much front brake there, Yariv. The man who's going to benefit from that was the man we were just waxing lyrical about, the number 395, Taylor Potter.
Yeah, look, I still can't believe Ryan dropped it. The very sweet Husqvarna rider from New South Wales, he had it in the bag. He did. He had such a commanding lead in this tight circuit that he could have composed himself and not made such a mistake, but he's thrown it away, handed it to bike number 395, Taylor Potter. Gavin Faith's come through from about 8th position now, sitting in 2nd.
Here's this mistake from Ryan Marmont. You can see just a little bit too much front brake as he tries to turn it in. Slams those bars against the frame, and that is all they wrote. You can see him just staying crafty on this, pulling that clutch in, trying to keep the drive when he needs it. Meanwhile, Brenden Harrison gets by. Now Yariv Konski, Taylor Potter, the 395, looking to get his first win. What has he got to do now? How is he going to make this a reality?
Look, he's got to stay focused. He's got to stay composed. He's been racing a long time. He's not in his teens anymore. But he packed himself up, went over to America, trained hard, trained at Millsap's training facility where a lot of great riders have come from. And you can see it out here on the racetrack right now. He's riding like a matured veteran. And this is so important for his family. Ken, his father, Jenny, his mum have put in a lot. They've been battling pretty hard the last couple of years, and if he captures this win, I think this family is just going to have one hell of a celebration tonight, Cam.
Yeah, it's a tough sport, this one, and we really enjoy our champions and great stories like this. Phenomenal performance here from Gavin Faith. Interesting to note, though, we've lost Dylan Long, the number 5, out of this, and unfortunately early on we also lost the number 54 of Luke Arbon.
Another rider there, bike number 45, is another guy, along with Taylor Potter, that has been training over at Millsap's training facility. And I believe that Hayden's going to head back over to America to train again for next year, which is really good. You can see how much stronger they're coming back, these young riders from Australia, after they've been training in America. Gavin now composed. I don't really think he needs the pressure for the win. He's got a commanding lead going into this final moto for the evening, and I think all he needs to do to capture the championship is stay in second place.
He's looking very solid there. Having said that, Hayden Mellross looked to me like he was going to close that gap and maybe squeeze on a little bit of pressure where he could.
I think at Hayden's age, he's still making a few mistakes. He's definitely extremely fast, and that raceline Suzuki is strong. But right now, I think Gavin is definitely the better rider on the Penrite Honda. That board stick spike out in front is amazing. Oh, there was a bit of a mistake there, and he can't afford to have them. He's just got to stay smart, and he'll take the win. This is big. This is big news for our sport, that a privateer doing it on his own could potentially win a final.
Yeah, those board sticks, Tap Out Energy guys have done a great job with Taylor Potter this year, getting him through. Just getting note as well from down there. There's been an incident. You can see that medical flag. Yeah, that'll be Brenden Harrison that our race safe guys are attending to. So fingers crossed.
That's devastating, mate. I'm not too sure what happened. I hope he gets up. I hope he's okay. He's one rider that's put in a lot of work, and we can't forget that he took the win at round 1. So definitely a capable rider. That's something for all the privateers to fully understand, that a privateer won round 1, and a privateer could potentially win round 5. So you don't necessarily need factory equipment to win races.
Yeah, definitely. That's the beauty of this sport, isn't it? You know, you can get the good equipment and make it work. Interesting one. This is how tough our sport is. We've got a privateer who looks to try and win his first one, and then we've got another privateer, Brenden Harrison, who's injured. As Taylor Potter gets the last lap board first, he'll be so excited right now, Taylor Potter.
Mellross is pushing now. Mellross really wants second position. He's not willing to give it up. Him and Kale Makeham came close there in that bottom corner. Unfortunately, Kale's being lapped. Taylor Potter, wow. All I can say is wow. He is seriously riding extremely well. This isn't a fluke. He hasn't won this for any other reason than he is a great rider, and he's taken his first win here at Boondal. Like, I cannot imagine the emotion going through him and his family's mind at the moment.
Yeah, and this man gets the championship now, the number 17, Gavin Faith. He is your Monster Energy SX2 champion for 2014. Hayden Mellross rounding out the podium in third place on that Raceline Pirelli Suzuki.
Look at Taylor. Like, he's pumped. Everyone would be pumped for him. I'm pumped for him. And he and his family needed this. This is awesome. The effort they've put in, this is so rewarding.
Gets to take his joy to the fans too, Taylor Potter. Looking now for the official results, and there it is. Taylor Potter gets the win from Gavin Faith. Hayden Mellross in third, fourth place to Long, and fifth, Duran Stapleton.
Congratulations to our new champion, Gavin Faith, winning the championship with 167 points. And our race winner, Taylor Potter, has had a great season, taking second place in the series points, followed by the third Honda ride on the podium, Kyle Peters from the USA. And our SX2 final race winner, Taylor Potter, is a man who started this season with a dream.
Man, you must be over the moon.
Absolutely over the moon. First win of my career, so happy.
Tell me about the race.
Just got an okay start. Didn't make a mistake. A couple of people in front of me made a mistake, and I took advantage of it.
Well, you certainly did. It was a fantastic race, though.
Must have been your interview, perking me up earlier on.
No, well done. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
You must be proud.
Yeah, thank you. It was an awesome year for me. Whole team effort. I mean, everybody from Penrite Honda and everybody back home supporting me. I can't thank them enough. It's awesome.
This makes the trip out to Australia worthwhile.
Yeah, definitely. You can say that again.
So what's next?
Going back to America and doing a few rounds in Germany and hopefully get ready for the American Supercross.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the celebrations.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
And coming up next, the big machines, the big men, and the SX1 final. Presented by Monster, this is the Penrite Australian Supercross Championship. Welcome back to Brisbane and the final race of the season for the Penrite Australian Supercross Championship. Big crowds here tonight, so good to see, and such a good sign for the future of this series. It's a full house. And now, as the spotlight falls upon the starting gate for the SX1 final event, here's your commentators, Yariv Konski and Cam Williams.
Well, this is what we've come for here, Yariv Konski, Penrite Oils, SX1. Let's talk Matt Moss. Can he go 5 from 5 with a perfect Supercross season?
You know what? I hope he does. because he deserves it. He's been the fastest guy. He's been on point every single round. He hasn't put a foot wrong. When he makes a mistake, he composes himself, gets himself back up, and puts himself to the front again. And that's what a champion does. When they're down, they figure out a way to get back up. So we'll see what happens. But there's 11 other guys that don't want to see that happen. So it's going to be an intense battle.
We are about to find out as the gates drop on SX1. We'll go to this unit hole shot. It's going to be Daniel McCoy yet again, the privateer. It's a privateer's night out tonight, Yariv.
It definitely is, and it shows that if you put a good bike together and have good people around you, anything can happen. And Daniel McCoy's no slouch on the Supercross track.
Another great start for him in second place. Adam Monea in third place.
Done an exceptional job so far, Josh Cachia. That FC350 really coming to his advantage. Phenomenal bike. We'll see now in the replay of the unit hole shot. Lots of argy-bargy in that start straight, but watch Daniel McCoy's awareness here. He knows there's guys coming up on his outside, maintains good power through that one, and the only one that gets that on off, Yariv.
You know, Kale Makeham tried the same move Cachia did in the lights race, taking the inside. It shows how important that berm was to get the power off the berm and to get on off that next obstacle. And Daniel McCoy's out in front now. Cachia there in second place. I'm really pumped for Josh Cachia, bike number 10. He's done a great job. The transition to a bigger motorcycle wouldn't have been easy, and he's picked it up and he's ran with it. Third place rider there is Adam Monea on the NPS Pumps Monster Kawasaki. I'm pretty confident Adam is just sitting back and seeing what these two do. It's early on. It's a 20-lap race.
He's very, very polite there, Josh Cachia. Well and truly could have run it in there on Daniel McCoy. But as you said, 20 laps is a long time around here. Oh, a little bit of a bobble there for Adam Monea. Now the number 70, Lawson Bopping, is closing in on him. So we see a slide job there. Not quite sure Kirk Gibbs has gotten tangled up with Jay Marmont, of all people, in his last professional race. So those two will look to pick it up.
Yeah,
Lawson.
Devastating there for the Penrite Honda rider. It's the last thing he wanted at the final round. Hopefully he gets back up and gets going. But let's get back to our leaders. McCoy doing an exceptional job there out in front. Quite composed. Cachia there in second, Monea. But in third is Lawson Bopping, and he's pushing hard right now.
He needs to push hard because he's got to get the better of Adam Monea in second place on an NPS Pumps Kawasaki in order to get second in his championship. How well is Daniel McCoy riding at the moment? Very, very composed. Now comes the pressure from Adam Monea.
I do apologise, it's Bopping there in fourth, but he's the hard charger at the moment. He's been the hard charger all series long. Oh, Cachia with a mistake. Lost ground in third. Will Bopping get past? No, not quite yet. Cachia's been able to hold him out there in third place.
He's found that little bit of a gap over Bopping that he really needed, Adam Monea. Going to try and put some more riders in between him.
Let's have a quick look again at that incident between Cachia and Monea.
You see Monea just working his way to the inside. He set that up the corner before, didn't he? And just went to the outside, then cut back to the inside and got the job done.
Mate, stutters are so difficult. If we talk about them for a minute, they can make you or break you, and legs are important. It's something Cachia doesn't have, but Monea has made some massive grounds up now on McCoy. Let's have a look at the different lines over the course of this lap these two take.
Interesting to note that Monea, as you say, working the outside line and trying to triple in. Now he gets to the inside of McCoy, shows him a wheel and parks Daniel McCoy and makes the pass.
That was all set up the corner before. The whole setup was done the corner before. Just as I said, let's take a look at different lines. And same thing that happened off the start. That berm is so important to get the drive on-off.
We'll see it here in this replay this time. Watch for Monea go to the inside, gets the job done. What another great pass there from Adam Monea.
This is a young guy that took a year off racing only a few years back to just figure himself out. I mean, this sport is mentally demanding.
He's worked hard and long to get himself back to this point, Adam Monea, and right now, that MPS Kawasaki, he's got it to the lead as we pick up the GoPro pass of the night, and it's going to be Adam Monea on Daniel McCoy. Great awareness there from Daniel McCoy on that one. Now Yariv Konski, Adam Monea's got himself in the lead. What's he got to do now?
Not lose the race. He's got to keep it together. Something people don't really understand is, like, there's a multitude of things going on whilst Adam's riding that bike. He's using the clutch. Bopping down in the same spot that caught out Marmont and Faith. It's the last thing he needed then, but...
Here it is on the replay. We'll watch Lawson Bopping coming in, and it's a complete loss of the front. That would have really hurt that one, Lawson Bopping, as well. He slammed his chest on his Boondal Entertainment Centre floor. Out in front, though, Adam Monea, he continues to charge on. Matt Moss is in fourth place. There's only 12 guys in this race, and he was dead last around the first turn, Yariv. What a ride!
Look, I don't think he's gone out to win this race. I think he's gone out to get valuable points, promote his sponsors, the Motul Pirelli Alpine Star Suzuki, and make sure he finishes in one piece. He said to me earlier on in the day that he wanted to stay out of trouble. He's off to Bercy to race in an international supercross race just next week. So, but let's not count him out. Right now, he can see the leaders.
Oh, and he's going to put the squeeze on Josh Cachia here, and he gets to the inside of Cachia. Cachia has to get out of the throttle, so Matt Moss now into third place. What a ride here from Matt Moss. We're going to check the timing screens as well here. The other rider we need to keep our eye on as we pick up this pass. Moss on Cachia, good, clean Supercross pass. Sam Martin, he's on a charge as well. He's come from a long way back, and he's about in 6th place right now, so we'll keep our eye on that charge from Sam Martin.
Sam Martin's a hard charger. He leaves no prisoners. He goes for it. When he sees an opening, he goes to close the door. But Matt Moss right now, again, he can see McCoy. He can see Monea, and it'll be interesting to see what he can do. But as I was saying earlier on, there's a lot of things these guys are doing on bikes. Most people sit back and go, wow, cushioned seat. They can sit down, turn the throttle. How difficult is it really? But his heart rate's pumping at 90% of its maximum right now. He's using the front brake, the rear brake, the clutch, figuring out what gear to be in. He's seat bouncing the bike to ensure that he can get over all the obstacles. He's moving backwards and forwards to keep the bike balanced. There's up to 8 different things happening at once. Moss is all over the back of my... He's got him. He's got McCoy. He's now in second. This boy wants the win.
He's got it bad right now, doesn't he, Matt Moss? Daniel McCoy had no choice but to get out of the throttle there, and, well, he hasn't got the number 1 on the red plate. Get a look at this classic block pass here from Matt Moss. Gives McCoy no choice but to get out of the throttle or end up picking himself up. We'll pick it up on the reverse angle. Perfect block pass, Sharif.
Wow. And just to see him, soon as he made the pass on the clutch, front wheel over the first stutter, pounding himself through, and now he is on the back of Kawasaki's Adam Monea. This is unbelievable. Can he go 5 from 5?
Looks to me like he's the man to beat right now, isn't he? He is on a tear and a half here, Matt Moss. Now Adam Monea starting to account a little bit more lap traffic. Matt Moss, he's another one of these crafty old stages.
Well, look, right now it comes down to the rider. Both boys are on Pirelli tyres, Monea and Moss, so they've both got equal tyres. Moss makes the same move he made on McCoy. These guys are leaving the door open. It's their own fault. Now the question is, can McCoy come back?
There is that door wide open, and Moss, well, he got in. He was pretty nice there to Adam Monea. He could have got a little bit deeper than that, but he just stood it up in time. Very, very professional racing. No point taking both of you out to get a pass of a lead, is there?
The guy's awesome. He's won the Motocross Championship. He won last year's Motocross Championship, last year's Supercross Championship, and he's going for his 5th straight win in 5 rounds.
Add to that, we get this job done here tonight, which is looking very, very good as we pick up that replay. The reverse angle on Adam Monea, a nice slide job. As you said, just got in, got the pass done, and then straight at those whoops. This will potentially be his 9th senior championship.
Yeah, it's awesome. Let's have another look at this angle. GoPro angle. Yeah, Mossy knew exactly what he was doing. Again, set that up a corner before. Set it up over the jump in the air, lined himself up, and there was no way known he was not passing Monea in that corner.
Yeah,
another great rider there that's just been lapped is Robbie Marshall, bike number 51, a local guy. But I just saw Martin on the back of McCoy.
So Sam Martin, as we said, the privateer doing it for Lucas Burton. Number 11, Sam Martin, split with his team earlier before the Supercross. Now doing it on, I think, last year's Suzuki. So Bam Bam Sam, as they call him, and Bam Bam for very good reason. Look, as we said, he's not afraid to get in and use those elbows.
Yeah, he's definitely not scared. I think some of the riders are a little bit concerned when Sam comes up on them. But Matt Moss out in front, riding for the Motul Pirelli Suzuki, doing a great job. He's off to Bercy next week. I'll be really keen to see how he fares against some of the best in the world. Martin has come through now, and he's in 3rd place. McCoy must be tiring.
He looks to me to be fading a little bit. He'll be pretty disappointed with this one, Daniel McCoy. But Matt Moss, who would have predicted this at the end of the first lap? He's the first one to greet the last lap board, followed by Adam Monea, and then, of course, Sam Martin in 3rd. What a night, Yariv.
Mate, this is extraordinary. And again, I'm so pumped for Matt Moss. He's matured a lot. He brings a lot to the sport. He's helping kids come through, him and his brother. We've got Matt Moss out in front going for 5. Monea there in 2nd place. He'll be wrapped. He'll be disappointed. Mossy has gone 5 from 5, Cam.
Fantastic performance. Adam Monea gets second on the night. That'll lock up second for the championship for him. And then what a fantastic ride, Sam Martin. He should be stoked with that. Who would have thought at the start of the night that we would see two guys come from so deep in the pack to the podium? Everybody thought it was one line.
Yeah, look, Supercross is unpredictable. As soon as that gate drops, anything can happen. And Moss has gone 5 from 5. It's outstanding. Money in place, Martin in third, McCoy in fourth, Cam. 2 privateers in the top 5.
That's what I love about this sport. You can be the underdog and still perform. 16-year-old Jesse Dobson, he rounds out the top 5. The man we have to talk about, the number 2, Jay Marmont. A really tough night, but what a storied career he's had.
8 times champion.
Me and Adam were tired going into this round, so it was going to be a hard race. I was behind him there at the start, and I could sort of feel it out, like our pace was fairly close, so it was going to be an awesome battle, and then I just tucked the front over there by the finish line and just blew it pretty much. So, but you know, still a stellar series. Third on the podium. Anytime on the podium is a great big deal. So, you know, massive thanks to Suzuki Australia, all the support they've given me, and all the fans that come out and check this out tonight. It was great.
Adam, that was a fantastic race. You couldn't quite hang on.
Yeah, I held my breath a little bit too much. I got into the lead and I got a little bit nervous, which that ain't cool. I want to win these things, but you know, just held my breath and gassed out a little bit. Got a little bit of cramps and arm pumps. So, you know, the champ come and got me, but I'll be training hard and want to steal that number 1 plate off him. So, second for now. You know, I'll take it, but it's definitely not what I want.
Yeah, it wasn't looking like that way early on. I actually was about 10th or something. A couple of people made mistakes and I just clicked my laps off. I sort of had some good moves, hit some good spots, and we got it done. It's a credit to the whole Motor Pirelli Suzuki guys, my mechanic Jess Foreman, my team manager Jay Foreman, their whole family, my beautiful fiancée Sophie, all the roof tech guys, everyone that's involved in this whole sport that makes us go racing. It's a credit to them, and I just try and do the best I can, and then we've done that today.
That was a very classy act.
It was. I've led every race from the start in the finals, so it's good to come from like 10th to win it. So shut the critics up, and we'll move forward from here, and we'll just keep getting better and stronger.
Fantastic stuff. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
He is a real champion. Matt Moss has posted the most emphatic of results for the season. On the series points, he has 175 points, 25 points clear of second, Adam Monea on a Kawasaki, and Lawson Bopping has fought his way back from glandular fever and team changes to claim third spot. He would have to be pleased with that. And Jay Marmont has brought his Supercross riding career to a close after a couple of podium finishes and a 5th place in the championship. Once again, the accolades go to the champions for 2014, Matt Moss and Team Motul Suzuki for SX1 Pro Open, and Gavin Faith with the Penrite Honda team for SX2 Pro Light.